I'd like to do is now share a story with you. Let's take a book that's just written down on the page and let's add some participation to it. How can we take almost any book and add ways for the students to do something while we're telling it? And there are many books that are good for read-alouds. For those of you who have books in your classroom, do you notice sometimes, or if you have children at home, they will ask for the same story over and over and, yeah, you're like, over and over. And you might say to yourself, oh my gosh, if I have to read the rainbow fish one more time. But it's comforting to them because they are taking in so much new information. So repetition, very important in read-alouds. Something that you can have them, perhaps a phrase they can say, that they can participate, they can expect what comes next. So I'm going to share a story with you now. It's called The Baby BB Bird by Diane Redfield Massey. And it's one of my favorites because the repetition is in it. There's a sequence of events. There's action, something happens. There's some humor in it. And there's also a little bit of a message to the story too. And there's a problem that is solved in the story. Important use of books in the classroom, asking questions. Not only having the children repeat a phrase, but to say, what do you think is going to happen next? Why do you think he felt that way? Ask them questions that they, one by one, can give you answers. It's really valuable in the classroom. Can you all be infant 2 right now? Let's all go back to infant 2. And I'll model this how I would share it with infant 2. The animals at the zoo had roared. Roared. And they growled. And they hissed all day long. They were very, very tired. That's right. Oh, it's 8 o'clock, yawned the elephant. I've eaten 562 peanuts today. But nobody heard him because they were all sleeping. Here's the little song. Ready? It's very simple. In your best baby voice. Bee-bee bobby, bee-bee bobby. Everyone? Bee-bee bobby, bee-bee bobby, bee-bee bobby. What is that? Said the elephant. And the song continued, everyone. Bee-bee bobby, bee-bee bobby, bee-bee bobby. Oh, it's the baby BB bird. He's new at the zoo. Said can someone tell me up close, what's this animal? Giraffe, that's right. Well, tell him to be quiet. I'm trying to sleep, said the leopard. And that baby kept singing. Everyone? Baby Bobby, baby Bobby. Be quiet, please, said the giraffe politely. He kept singing. Baby Bobby, baby Bobby, baby Bobby. Oh, but I can't. I'm wide awake. Everyone, let's sing again. Baby Bobby, baby Bobby, baby Bobby. Can a few of you that are up close, what does the lion say? Lion. Yes, the lion is very, how do you think the lion's feeling? Look at his face. Angry. Angry. Why do you think he's angry? Why? He wants to sleep, and he can't. Why can't he sleep? The singing. He's wide awake, explained the giraffe. Why isn't he tired like the rest of us? Moaned the bear. Kept on singing. Baby Bobby, baby Bobby, baby Bobby. Quiet! Shouted all of the animals, and they said, we can sleep. And that baby bird sang all night long. Yes, just like that, exactly. The sun rose in the morning, on a very tired zoo.
"What could be the matter?"
said the zookeeper. "The elephant is," what is he doing? Sleeping. "And has his paws over his, and the snake was all tied up in knots."
"Oh my goodness, the animals must be sick. Oh dear, oh dear."
And that baby bird finally settled down to take his morning nap. The animals, they had an idea. What idea do you think the animals might? Wake him up, yes. And how do you think they might have done that? Oh yes, this is, turnabout is fair play. Sometimes, yes. So the lion had an idea and he whispered it to the bear. And what I would do is I would have the children all whisper to each other. So everyone, can you just turn to someone next to you and just... Some of you can be lions, and some of you can be elephants, and some of you can be bears and giraffes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Beep, bobby, beep, bobby, beep, bobby, beep, bobby, sang all of the animals in the zoo.
Quiet! Can't you see? I am trying to sleep. It's time for my morning nap.
Do you think they had any pity for him? No. Oh no. They continued, the hippos and the seals and the moose and the water buffalo, as loud as they could. Everyone, they sang. Beep, bobby, beep, bobby, beep, bobby. The zookeeper came running in. "Something is wrong. Something is very, very wrong with the animals at the zoo. What should I do?" And he jumped up and down, and then he left again. This is not the best zookeeper. And all the animals continued to sing. Everyone? Beep, bobby, beep, bobby, beep, bobby. The sun went down, and the moon came up.
"Beep, Bobby,"
Said the...
"Beep, Bobby,"
Said the... And all the elephant said was beep. And all was quiet. And what do you think that baby bird was doing? Sleeping. Oh, finally. The moon shone down on a sleeping zoo. Not an ear or a tail or a whisker moved. And high up in the linden tree, a tiny bird inside a leaf was fast asleep. And now, every day at the zoo, you can hear beep, bobby, beep, bobby, beep, bobby. And you can hear the lion say, the baby bird. Give yourselves a clap for great participation. Great participation. And sharing that book with you, there are so many things we can do with books that often I never thought of until I started working with books more. Oh, if I had the children do that song, it would make the story more fun for them. Now, the only problem with this story is once they hear that, they're going to drive you a little crazy for a while singing that. But they're engaged. That's good. We want them to want to help with the story. That's the goal. We want that, to encourage that, for sure. The other piece that's important, when they help with the stories, they remember them better. There is such a better recall of what the story was about. There's better comprehension. What idea followed the next? You can ask them afterwards. Let's do that. In the story, there was a problem in this story. What was the problem in the baby bird? Yes, that little baby bird sang all night, and there was a piece that said he was new to the zoo. He did not know the rules. At some point, we're all new to something. And we don't know what the rules are. We're new. So he didn't know. He didn't know. So yeah, the problem was he sang all night long, nobody could, and they had to come up with a solution. They had to come up with a solution. Now, thankfully, they came up with one that did not hurt the baby bird. That's another good, but it's a good point. They didn't hurt him. They didn't go and smack him upside the head. They decided to keep him awake, and that worked. It's good for thinking, problem solving. That's what the story is about. They solved the problem. And you can engage the students in doing that. Talking about it afterwards helps them to tell back to you, here are the events that happened. Having them sequence the events that happened. Having them maybe tell you, maybe they had a night where they couldn't sleep either. And you can talk to them about their direct experience. Oh, wow, you couldn't sleep all night. Was your daddy snoring? Oh my gosh, yes. What did you do to make daddy stop snoring? Maybe they did something and it worked. Maybe they didn't. But relating the story also to their own lives is really helpful. Those questions, always asking those questions, getting them to respond. We don't have to only read the words that are right there. It's okay to add more. It's okay to add your own.